Hello, everybody. A warm welcome to Wisdom from North. My guest on the show today was a highly sensitive child with the ability to read people's minds and intentions. Today, Rometris Davis-Wright works in Norway as a spiritual guide, a life coach, a medium, and a teacher. And she's certified by the very angel lady, Doreen Virtue, as an Angel Guide Practitioner. Now, today I asked Rometris if she could be very blunt and open about what she's picking up about this place or about me so that you guys can see how she's working. And it ended up being quite a personal interview. And she did indeed have some messages from the angels to me. But I'm thinking maybe it's a message to us all. Rometris, it's so nice having you here. Welcome to Wisdom from North.
And thank you for inviting me.
Sure, because we met at the conference before Christmas through a mutual friend of ours, Jannecke Oinaes. And I'm very glad she introduced us because you also invited me to one of your courses and I saw you teaching there. And today I would love to speak about angel therapy, what that is, if it's possible to get in touch with our angels and what they are, and also about the authentic self, because I know that's one of your favorite subjects.
Yes, for sure. I am indeed certified by Doreen Virtue, the angel expert. I was certified in Kona, Hawaii. I learned a lot of different tools for coaching, for healing, and for doing readings. So it was a wonderful trip there. And also to have that course on the beautiful island of Hawaii. It was just fabulous. So, yes.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. But I have to go back to your childhood because I read online on your website that you were a highly sensitive child and you had an X-ray vision and you were able to read people's minds and intentions. And I was thinking, how was that like?
Well, I would say at the time it was pretty overwhelming being so young and being able to read the mind of people and knowing how they felt and also having a sense of what would happen in the future. It was very overwhelming for me. Later on, as I got older, I kind of blocked that sense because it was really scary for me. And I felt like I had a sense of responsibility for the things that I saw. So I really blocked my sights.
But how do you see that? For instance, that you see a person and all of a sudden you can read his mind. How do you do that?
Mm-hmm. It's like, I guess a little bit of it is through empathy. I could sense what other people would feel. And then after sensing what they would feel, it would turn into pictures. And then I would see the story behind the feelings. And you ask, how do I see it? It's as if, that's a very interesting question because I'm not seeing it in front of me like I'm seeing things around me or like I'm seeing you right now. It's not like that. It's like a dream, but I'm awake. You understand? Probably not.
No, but I'm trying to understand.
Right.
With my perception.
Right. So it's like I can see their life story as if it were a dream, but I was awake.
Oh. But you have shut that off now?
I shut it off at one point in my life for a while. And it wasn't until I was in my mid-20s is when yes, I know I look young. But I'm so not. It wasn't until I got into my mid-20s I wanted it to open again because I knew that I wanted to work with people to assist them in the best ways with opening up and with healing and with learning and knowing what their truths were. So I knew at that time I needed to open up my inner sight again to be able to work in this way, in the way that I work with people. So I didn't do it for myself. If it were for myself, I would never have asked for it back. But in my mid-20s, I started asking. And I didn't know who I was asking. I just started asking, I really want my inner sight back. It wasn't a thought. The thought never occurred to me, who am I asking? I just started asking for it back. And then it gradually came back.
Mm-hmm. And then how did you start working with this ability? Because now I have a feeling that you understand who you are talking to.
Yes, and it is, for me, I feel that it's not a matter of who, it's a matter of what. I sense that I connect with the eternal presence of unconditional love, and that comes in many forms. So I connect with that presence. And when I connect with that presence, I ask for whatever it is I need for my client. I ask for healing in the highest and best ways. I ask for guidance for this person. I ask for understanding of why they're going through what they're going through, for the purpose of healing.
So let's talk about the angelic realm. Since you're saying the angelic realm, it seems like it's a place or it's a certain dimension. Can you tell us where they reside in a way? What kind of realm it is?
It's beautiful, and when people in my workshops and in my courses ask, who are they? Where is it? What are they doing right now? Yeah. I get those kind of questions. I really do. And it takes a certain art form to be able to explain to my members of my courses what it is all about. So what I do is I assist them with going there so they can experience it themselves.
Is that possible?
I love you. Really? Yes, I assist them with connecting with their angels. I can assist them with connecting with that realm, because it's a realm. It's energy. It's a realm of energy. So to put it into form is really bringing it down to a certain level. But if I were to explain it to you, the easiest way I would say is that, for instance, this is a physical realm. When you're sleeping, you travel to the astral realm. When you connect with your loved ones, they're in the afterlife, which is another realm. They're just different layers of existence. Did that help?
Yeah, but is the angelic realm, is that kind of a higher, let's say it's a higher, how do you say that? Hierarchy.
Mm-hmm. Hierarchy, yes.
Hierarchy.
I wouldn't say that the angelic realm is a hierarchy, but I would say it's a layer of existence. But also, I prefer not to put different levels of existence or different realms in categories, like this is higher, this is lower. But for the sake of explaining it, the angelic realm is a realm of a higher vibration. To me, it's not higher, isn't higher, low. Higher is a sense of expansion or vibration or frequency.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
So.
So what is an angel?
For me, just for myself, because an angel is something different for everyone. An angel is a being. Yes, that's the best way I can say it. It's a being of unconditional, pure love that is available to us at any time when we're feeling hurt, when we're feeling lost, when we're feeling lonely. This being of non-physical energy is here to assist us in any way here on the earth plane, because they know how challenging it can be to exist here. So they're here to assist us in any way that we need them, so that we can achieve our goals, so we can achieve our wishes and dreams, and so we can get to where we choose to be here in this existence as Jannecke or as Rometris. They're here, they're guides, they're assistants, their energy, their vibration.
But have they ever lived on Earth, planet Earth?
No. From the way that I've learned about angels, they never have taken physical form. No.
So how can we contact them? And how can I really know that they're here?
How can you contact them? And how could you know that they're here? You can just ask.
But I feel like I'm asking all the time. And
asking it is given. Asking it is given. And to know that they're here, to be aware of their presence, it's a feeling. It's a feeling that you get in those times where you need comforting, and you just get this sense of relief. Sometimes a angel can appear for a short time when you're in trouble. They can appear, and I hope I don't lose you here, they can appear in physical human form for just a moment to help you out of trouble, but they can't stay in human form. Okay?
That's so interesting. No, I've heard it before, and it's so fascinating. So you mean like a person can appear in front of me, and I think it's a human being, but it's actually an angel who has embodied a body. But then what happens to that body?
I love this. I could go on all night about this. Again, it's all about an experience. What's the word? It materializes, and then it dematerializes. Whatever the opposite of materializes is. It just, for instance, I'll give you an example. I was in Croatia at a wedding, and this is just an example for me. And at the time, it was my husband and my 3 children. And we were in Croatia. There's lots of stairs, lots of old buildings. I mean, it's just a beautiful place. So we're on our way looking for this wedding. And we couldn't find it anywhere. It's a girlfriend of mine who was getting married. And so imagine myself and my husband walking around with our children. And they were small at the time, maybe, 1, 2, and 3. And so I was panicking, and I said, please help me. Please help me. And I didn't think anything of it. I just automatically said it. And all of a sudden, this lady comes out of nowhere. I swear, I'm like, where the heck did you just come from? And she says, are you looking for the church? And I said, yes, where is it? And she pointed towards the church I was supposed to be in. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so my husband and kids started walking towards the church. And then I thought, how did she know I was looking for the church? And that turned around, she wasn't there.
Really?
Yes.
With such a small thing like that, an angel appeared.
Yes. And you can call upon your angels for a parking spot. When you're looking for parking and you're going somewhere, you can just go into your heart, always in through the heart, and you ask, please help me find a parking space. And then all of a sudden, one will appear out of nowhere. But it takes a lot of belief. You have to really believe that you'll get it. You ask, you believe, and you receive. It has to be that way.
So you can't receive it if you don't believe?
You'll receive it, but you won't believe that you received it, and you won't see that you received it. Because you don't necessarily have to believe in angels to have one. You don't have to necessarily believe in angels to be supported and guided by them. But you are, everyone.
Yeah, because it sounds beautiful that you are getting helped, even in the smallest situations. But then what about the big situation, when we're like, well, where are the angels? There's so many awful things in this world, and I'm wondering, where are the angels then?
You are correct. There are just very terrible things happening in the world. But also, there's the opposite of that. There's a lot of wonderful things happening in the world as well. So that's the type of world we live in. We live in a world of duality. Without the lights, there would be no dark. And without the dark, there will be no light. So there always have that duality. It's always been like this since the beginning of time. So they are there assisting us. We just have to choose to see it. We can focus on the terrible things that are happening in the world and say, where are the angels? Or we can focus on all the goodness that we see in the world and say, wow, we are really supported. It's all about where we shift our focus.
Yeah, I believe in that too, that it has something to do with that, how we focus, and then that will grow what we're focusing on.
What you focus on grows.
But is it like you can actually see an angel in the angelic form?
For me, yes. And then for you to say angelic form, angels can appear in many different forms. Again, they can take the form of a human for a certain amount of time. Don't freak out. right now there's a tall blue angel standing right here in the room. So I don't see it as solid. I see it as just this shimmering blue, transparent, tall angel. So it's
Right here?
Yeah. So I can see it with my inner sight, but also right now I feel like I'm glowing. I feel like I'm floating. So when I'm in the presence of an angel, I get inspired. I start to glow and I feel inspired and my hands get hot. Like, see, they're sweating. Yeah. So
Wow.
and my heart starts to expand. So again, they appear in many different forms. They appear as colors. They appear as inspiration. When you look out in nature and you feel that beauty and that love in your heart, they appear as a feeling. Yeah.
There are a lot of things about angels I don't know, apparently.
Yeah.
So does he have a message? I mean, why is he here?
I could ask. Yeah, I could ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So right now I just asked, why are you here? And I just asked from my heart. And it's interesting you said, why is he here? How did you know it was a he?
Didn't you say he? Or I don't know. I just thought it was him.
So it is a masculine energy. And just to share with you, angels are, what's the word? I can't find the exact word. It's not on the tip of my tongue, but they're neither female nor male. Androgynous. Yes. Yeah, thank you. I was like, what is that word? I haven't thought of it. I haven't said it in so long, So they are androgynous. So they're neither male nor female. They're an energy. But when they come forward, you can sense the vibration of who and what they are. So right now, the vibration I'm picking up is a masculine energy, a blue color. And I'm hearing the name Archangel Michael. Okay? And then when I ask, why are you here? Do you want me to say?
Yes.
Okay. He's saying that you've been asking for help lately.
Yes.
You've been asking for help, and you've been asking for a direction with the next best steps. And I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute. Just that allows my sensitivity when I close my eyes. You've been asking for help, and you've been praying in your own special way. However you pray is like, something must change. And he says, now that I'm here, he would like for you to take the next steps, and they will be revealed to you one at a time. For you, you want the whole picture. You want to know, you want a list, and you want to take all the steps and get it done now. And what he's saying, that's not what life is about. It's about one step after the other, one foot in front of the other. And your whole life path will not be laid out in front of you all at once. It'll only be revealed to you one step at a time. So he's saying, okay, he told me to keep it simple. What he's saying is, okay, he's just saying the point of him coming forward is for you to know that your prayers have been heard. He wants you to have the reassurance that your prayers have been heard. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. And I just asked before he goes if there's anything else that he likes to say. And he's saying, believe it or not, you're right where you need to be. But most importantly, you have to let go of the past to move into a bigger, brighter future, is what he's saying. You have to let go of the past. It's not a choice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm dealing with. And I think a lot of people are dealing with the past. And I was thinking the other day, I know that I have to let go of a few things in my life, especially the history of Jannecke, my story. How do we let go? Because I was standing in front of the mirror and I was like, I want to let go, but I can't let go. How can I let go? And I was like, how? Where? What should I do?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have any recommendations?
For what I would suggest for people who ask, how do I let go, is what I tell them is that there's nothing to hold on to. So you have to tell yourself there's nothing to hold on to. What is it? What is it that you're holding on to?
It's a story, it's a perception. But does that mean that you have to kind of lose yourself in a way?
It's interesting you say, do you feel that you have to kind of lose yourself? Because the way I would say it is that you have to find yourself. You have to find yourself. There's nothing to lose. Actually, there's nothing to lose or find. So now we're going to get really complicated here. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to find. There's nothing to hold on to, nor to let go. You just have to let it be. Just let it be. And again, when I share how to let go to different people, I have to speak on their level of awareness. You know, for instance, when I said, well, there's nothing to hold on to, then your mind was just like, well, there's the story, you know. For someone else, I would tell them, let go because there's nothing to hold on to. And they would probably say, yeah, you're right. And they can let go right away. And it is all about perception. So if you were to come to me, let me just get into that space, okay? And you told me, and you came to me, you're like, okay, Rometris, I have this story, and I know I need to let go. What would you suggest to me? How do I let go? I've been doing my best. I've been saying, you know, I'm ready to let go right now. I'm ready to do it. And we already know that doesn't work. We can't talk it out that way. So let me just go inside. I'm gonna invoke my inner teacher. Okay. Okay. So it's okay for me to just say what I'm getting? Okay. Okay. So they're just showing me a lot of experiences that you've had as a child and growing up, and you really haven't had an opportunity to have your own voice, and to tell people what your needs and wants and desires were. You've always had other people telling you what your needs, wants, and desires are. So you didn't have anything really in your mind in the way you felt. You didn't have something to call your own. So now, as you've grown up and become an adult, a part of you, not your authentic self, which is what we brought forward before, a part of you feels like you need something to hold on to call yours, okay? So the authentic self knows how to let go. The authentic self knows that there's nothing to hold on to. But this part of Jannecke, I would say an aspect of you, it can be, you know, it could be the inner child, but also it's other aspects as well, needs something to hold on to. So the reason why you can't let go is because you need something to call yours. So whatever it is that you can't let go of, an aspect of you feels like this is mine. If I let go of it, who will I be?
That makes sense. So do I need a lot of therapy to do that, or can I meditate on it, or?
The best thing to do is to go to a life coach. I'm a spiritual life coach. And the reason I work the way that I do as a spiritual life coach is because with spirituality, there's many things that can be under that umbrella. With spirituality, you have the angels. With spirituality, you have mediumship. With spirituality, you have oneness and unconditional love. So that's why I choose to work as a spiritual life coach. So you can go to a life coach, a regular life coach, or a spiritual life coach. And what I would do if you came to me, I would have you go back into that space where you felt like you had nothing of your own. I would help you go back into that space. Where you would go, I don't know. We would sit, we would talk, you would tell me how you felt. Rometris, I can't let go, etc., etc. And as you're talking to me, I will see the whole story like I did just now. I saw you small. I saw people telling you who you were. I saw people directing and telling you what you have and what you don't have. And I could also see that you didn't have a voice and you didn't really have a say. But then as you got older, I saw you trying to find your way, trying to find your own identity. And then I see you grasping onto things, meaning when people will come into your life, you wouldn't want to let them go because you would feel a sense of loss. So you would try to keep certain people or experiences in your life. So I would take you back to that space and I would say, okay, Jannecke, I am being shown right now that A, B, and C happened when you were, and I also see a timeline. I saw it first occurring at 3. The timeline, the numbers just pop in. And then I see another life event at 10. And then I see a major one at 21. So I get a lifeline. I see those 3. And I would take you back with the assistance of spirit. Spirit is that unconditional love and that presence. It's not a person, it's a presence. With the assistance of spirit, we would assist you with going back into that space. And I would say, okay, what life event happened for you at 3? What life event happened at 10? What life event happened at 21? And it will just come to you because spirit will open your heart and you'll be like, oh, first we have to go beyond the surface mind. You would probably say, well, how am I supposed to know what happened at 3? Most people do. Or how am I supposed to remember what happened at 10? I don't remember what happened yesterday. So, and then that's when I would ask you to not think. I invite you to feel. And the moment you start feeling is when it'll start coming to you. And you're like, oh yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened. And that's when the coaching will come in. I would assist you with, putting the pieces together. And I would assist you with understanding why that situation occurred in your life at that time to assist you with bringing you to where you are now. Because life is a process. It's not an event. It's not a beginning and an end, and then you get a reward after you cross the finish line. It's not like that. Life is an eternal process.
Eternal.
So it's all about learning, evolving, falling flat on our butt, experiencing pain and suffering, falling flat down, being in the dark so that we can blossom and find more light. So we can search for the light. And a lot of times we get a lot wiser through our pain, through our traumas, through our life experiences. Some of us attach ourselves to it, which is attaching to the story, poor me, victimhood, and everything that comes with it. And some people can choose. It's all about a matter of choice, perspective, perception, and choice. Some people can see it as a blessing. You know what? That was a blessing, and that got me from where I am today. And now I see why that happened. And then in that space, we don't have to attach ourselves to it.
I'm just realizing that there's so many aspects of us. I mean, one part of me is so grateful for the depression I had in my 20s. Another part is that little child that doesn't believe that I can have success. And another part is like, yeah, you can totally have success. And it just varies where I am. And they're very strong, I mean, each aspect.
And it's interesting you say that because we do have many different aspects of us. And that's why it's best to shift all of our focus on the authentic self, because the authentic self is...
What is that?
And that's another thing I would have to show you. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I would, and in my courses and workshops, I do assist people with connecting with their authentic self. Actually, that was the course you came to, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So when you had your experience with connecting with your authentic self, what did you feel? What did you experience? Do you remember? It's been a couple of weeks. Did you forget?
But I have a tricky mind. I do. I can't let go, even in meditations.
Okay. During that evening where we connected with the authentic self, I assisted everyone with letting go of all of the outside world, letting go of the cause and effects of the outside world, letting go of duality, letting go of any pain, perceived pain or suffering, just letting go of all of it. And then after doing so, in that stillness, in that quietness, in that nothingness, in that beingness, that's where the authentic self is. The part that's not thinking, not doing, just being. That's the authentic self.
I do recognize it. It's just been a long time since I've been there. After I started studying, my mind is just, chattering all the time because I'm stimulating my left brain a lot. Yeah. But I've felt in some meditations that it's just totally quiet. So saying that's the authentic self. Is that the same thing perhaps as the higher self?
It's right now you are being left brain.
I know.
Is it the left? Is it the true self? Is it the higher self? Is it the authentic self? Again, it's to put it into words is kind of diluting it. It's a presence. Okay, it's a presence, and I can say higher self. I can say, the light self. I can say the true self, but it's all the same. It's all the same.
So is the goal to try to be in that state?
That is the I'm trying to avoid using goal because goal is more physical world reality, getting to the goal, I have to achieve the goal. But that's the ultimate space to be in, operating from the authentic true self.
Do you feel like you're in that state a lot of the times?
I feel like I'm in that space most of the time when I'm teaching. Most of the time when I'm teaching, actually almost 100% of the time while I'm teaching. When I'm in my normal everyday presence, I am aware of when I'm in my authentic space and when I'm not. Okay? Because we are human and we are dual. So I'm going to have the mental chatter like, you know what? You're having this interview with Jannecke today. You really shouldn't wear that black sweater. You should really wear white. Maybe you should wear pink. Maybe you should have your hair up. Maybe you should have your hair down. So I'm having the mental chatter. And then the authentic part of me, that still part of me is like, Rometris, just show up. So I'm aware of when I am and when I'm not. So it's not a matter of being there all the time. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of, what's the word I'm looking for? Aspiring to be in that space most of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I feel like in society, we are very concerned about becoming something and studying to become something. And I see it at the young people, that they're very concerned about, how they look and everything. How can we change this? I mean, this society is built upon that you should be successful in a way, that we're not enough just being who we are.
Again, it goes back to perception. For instance, success can be measured in many different ways. Image can be perceived in many different ways. So if I were speaking with someone who was young and had self-esteem issues, I would work with the heart. I wouldn't work with anything on the surface. I would work with the heart. So everything starts with working in the presence and the feeling and the connection and the centeredness of the heart. So I will always start in that direction.
I think we should have this in school,
Exactly. And, eventually in the future, in the very near future, we will have that in schools. Meditations. Really? Yeah, I sense that. I even have a girlfriend who her intentions is to bring more mindfulness and heart-centered direction into the school system. Yes.
I know that you're certified by Doreen Virtue, and I saw an interview with her last night, and it was very interesting. And she said that she really predicted the future of being a beautiful one, that the young people would be like asking about what the pistol and what the gun was, and they wouldn't believe us when we were talking about these guns.
Yes.
Do you believe that that's possible?
I totally believe it. And the reason why, this is a good example, okay? At our summer cabin, we don't really have a TV. We prefer to go out on the ocean or fish or, fish, crab, and communicate with each other. It was just recently when we've gotten TVs. For instance, my children, we have an older version of a TV in their room because we really didn't want like a flat screen or something fancy because they would spend all of their hours in there. So they have a TV in their room with no cable, and they can either play DVDs or VHSs. And so when we plugged both of the machines into the TV, my daughter, at the time she was 8, and my other daughter at the time was 10. And they're like, "Mommy, what's that big box there?" And I told her, I said, "It's for a VHS." "What's a VHS?" I'm like, "It's for movies. It's, the movies are on a tape, and you push it in and they play movies on a tape." So that's one thing, having my children didn't know what a VHS was. And when we recently moved from Arendal to Oslo, my daughters saw some things that we had packed. It was a landline telephone. And my daughters were like, "What kind of telephone is that?" I'm like, "This is a landline telephone. But why does it have a handle and buttons?" So they didn't understand what a landline telephone was. They're young. They have, unfortunately, I know, I feel bad, but they have laptop computers and they have mobile phones. When my daughter looks at my phone, she said, "Mom, you don't have enough apps on your phone." And so, yes, they're long story short, children are evolving, and humanity is evolving at rapid speed. But also our hearts, we're evolving so much that we're connecting more to our hearts now. We're opening up more to our hearts now. Children are coming into existence more connected with their hearts now. So, and they're demanding it. They're coming into carnation. They're incarnating and demanding that we all operate from our heart because they know the earth needs it. They know the earth needs this healing. So we won't really have a choice. It's just going to happen.
The children demands it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that because they have they're more in touch with the eternal presence in a way?
Yes, exactly. They know what the earth needs, and they're incarnating and coming back to assist the earth with the earth and her inhabitants to open up more to the love and unconditional love of the heart. Yes, They're coming here on a mission, and they know what their mission is. Haven't you ever seen a child that was like 1 day old and they can just look right into your soul, but they couldn't say the words, but you knew that they were aware of you? Just 1 day old. There was a time when children would be born and their eyes would barely be open, and, they were just like really tiny babies. But now babies are being born fully aware. They can lift their heads, and, this is the time. We need this on the planet. So, yes, this interview has been really great. It's given me opportunity to share with you and to share with you all as well about operating from the heart, operating from our authentic self, knowing that we have many helpers to assist us. We wouldn't incarnate here without any guides, without any helpers, without spirit, without unconditional love. We have so many tools around us. And it doesn't matter if we're using tools of tarot cards or crystals, or we're using just the power of our own heart. It's just comforting to know that we're just never alone, and that we always have assistance available to us if we ask and we believe and we allow ourselves to be open to receive.
So can you tell us a little bit about your courses and where people can find you?
Yes, I would be happy to do that. I offer a number of courses. I offer angel healing and guidance courses where I assist members to connect with their guardian angels, to meet with their guardian angels for the purpose of healing. I also offer mediumship courses. I assist the members with connecting with their loved ones in the afterlife for the purpose of healing. And I always include that it's for the purpose of healing. It's not for entertainment purposes only. It's not for curiosity. It's really to heal any aspect of yourself or to find direction in your life. I also have life guidance courses. In these life guidance courses, I assist members with connecting with who they truly are. Because myself as a teacher and as a spiritual life coach, my mission is to assist as many souls as possible with remembering who they are, remembering their divinity, remembering their power, and letting go of the little self. And that is where I would have to say that's one of my favorites, helping people who remember who they are. So I have those courses, and my website is www.rometris.com, Rometris. Is there anything else I should share?
I will have the website right here. I don't know. I thought this was beautiful. You should just check out her site. And she has wonderful courses. And a lot of wonderful people are talking about you and saying you're such a wise person. And that I really felt today that was true.
Yes, thank you so much.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you so much for watching, guys. And much light from Oslo. Bye-bye.